Okay, welcome back. We got a great show here on Just Talking. Why? Because we have in the studio tonight the geniuses behind the KTown Connects podcast. We have Donny Stancato and Jason Hedman. Nice to see you guys today.
Thanks for having us, Jason.
Oh, that's great. So let's start off about it. What is KTown Connects and how did it get started?
Let you handle this one, huh?
Well, the year was 2020, many years ago, and we were going through a pandemic at the time, and Donny and I were looking for a hobby or something to do, and we were also trying to find a way to better our community and kind of connect Kenosha. So we had an idea of starting like a whole community-based website with information, things like that Kenosha was missing at the time. And we realized there's just two people, so we decided to focus on a podcast.
Wow.
So just keep it small, keep it simple, and just do one thing and do it right.
And have people tell their stories. I mean, that's what this community is all about. People telling stories, just like you do on Just Talking, Jason.
Absolutely.
Award-winning show you have here.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you, but you guys really get into, the deep downtown, and I think it's not just sort of representatives, but the business owners, everyday people you run into. It's like that's where we're really connecting the community on that program.
You said it right. Connecting. That's what we do. We connect Kenosha.
On that program. So now it's 2025, 5 years later. Ooh. Let's hear about it. What kind of feedback have you gotten from the community by the podcast?
Well, we did get some negative, but not everybody likes us. But we were not here to talk about that, right, Jason?
Will this say on your shirt?
Oh,
what is
here
it?
We go.
A good Kenosha Catholic liberal back.
Yeah, there we go. KTown Connects shirt. Go to Liberal.
With art by Kevin Irvin of Frank Steiner.
Our good friends.
Kevin Irvin,
yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But the community has really embraced us over the past 5 years. We're just connecting Kenosha through business owner, politician, activist. Come on our show, tell your story, get connected to Kenosha. But you know what one guest stands out for me? When you were on the show, Jason.
There you go.
Like, go back in the archives.
Exactly.
Listen to that one, right?
Season 6, I believe, right?
And we're going to get on to that too as well. Well, actually, what was really neat is you invited us when you had that mayoral forum at the
you were
rodeo.
a great help with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
know your vote.
But everybody was. When I was invited to this meeting that you had, and I'm sitting around the table, it's like almost like that's Kenosha with these representatives that were there. We had Laura Grigorski, I think was Visit Kenosha. I think we had Union Park Tavern was there. There's a number of different ones. Pete from
Sarzen from WLIP.
Yeah. So
of course you were there.
And I was there, but then it's like again, go back to these archives and watch these episodes as well.
That event, that Know Your Vote, was one of my proudest moments on the podcast because we filled that theater. It was standing room only in that theater.
And that's always tough when you do the first time around. You don't know how it's going to go. But at least you guys have a great marketing strategy. Anywhere you go, I've gone into Luigi's, I've gone into any business, I'll see some type of sticker or a flyer or something. So
that's a salesman right here.
We like that guerrilla style advertising. We think that works best. Our numbers are going to skyrocket from being on Just Talking.
We'll
but
see.
like you said, we like to put the flyers out wherever we go, stickers. We just want to promote our brand, which is also promoting Kenosha as a community.
Right, absolutely. Let's talk about episode, or I shouldn't say season 7. Now, how long is a season when you guys go on? Is it the full year? I know you guys take a break, or how does that work?
When we first started, we were doing shorter seasons, so that's why we've been doing it for 5 years, but 7 seasons. And then recently, we've been kind of like having it be a full calendar year.
Okay.
So this year, we're doing 28 episodes starting March 14th. They're going to go throughout the whole calendar year, and then we usually take the winter off to kind of recharge.
And that's a great idea because I've seen people kind of burn out where it's like they got to have it week by week, but you need that time off to kind of plan, reset yourself, and then continue on from there.
Yeah, recharge the batteries, so to speak. Right, Jason?
Right, exactly.
We hope these batteries don't run out here on these cameras, right, Ralph?
No, right, there you go. Well, the fun part now that now where do you record the podcast? Because when I was there, it was at Luigi's, and before that, it was somewhere else. Let's give a little history.
Well, Luigi's was great to us. We were there for many years, recording there on Monday nights when they were closed. So it was charming, nice place to be. But we found an opportunity to have our own studio now. We're located in a building in downtown Kenosha. Longtime Kenosha people know it as the Babush Furniture Building, across the street from Marina Gardens. We're in the basement there, and it's sponsored by the law offices of Frank J. Parise. So it's the Better Call Parise KTown Connects Studios.
Excellent, excellent. Because episode 1, season 1, where was that at?
Oh, we started at Dakini Healing Arts down there next to
Yes.
Subway. We started down there.
Oh, wow.
We recorded down there during the unrest in 2020. The boards were up, and we weren't supposed to be out in the streets, and
Okay.
we were doing that then. And that room wasn't well suited for us. So we've been hopping around a little bit.
A faded barbershop for men.
We tried that a couple
did few
weeks.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did a few
And
there.
then we had our good friend Jake Ziccarelli, who was at Luigi's at the time, on the show, and he said, "Why don't you guys record at Luigi's?"
Monday nights they were closed. He gave us a key.
Wow,
Yeah,
very
so
nice, very
we've
nice.
been all around, but now we're at our home base, the Better Call Parise studio, the home of the KTown Connects podcast. Has a good ring to it, right?
I like it, I like
Yeah.
it. And Frank's also very well known in the community
Yes,
as well.
yes.
So,
You've
and
never
his
had to
ba-
call him before, right?
and his band, he's in a band, correct?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Check out his episode in the archives. It is a great episode,
That
Jason.
was like last February, I believe.
Yeah.
About a year ago we had him on.
Do you run into any guests that don't want to be on this show for whatever reason? I've run into that where it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
so,
Mike from Fex Place, he's very elusive for us.
okay.
He said
all
he'll
right.
be on episode 500 if we get there.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I understand some people are, for whatever reason, they're a little shy,
Right,
that
right,
type of things,
right.
and that's okay.
Yeah, we run into that every once in a while. We get some people who bail out every once in a while, but then we
They get nervous, yeah.
they get nervous or
Yeah.
they don't show up 2 times, and then we make fun of them on our Patreon. So subscribe to Patreon if you want the dirt.
Well, I've been on it. I think it's a very nice, casual, easygoing program, and even with all the guests, if you listen to these into the archives, and that's where I want to focus on, or the transition out, is those archives segments, because maybe for those that don't know about a lot of these guests, maybe we can kind of give a little overview and go from there. One of the things that I have to bring up is because I talked to Donny, and I said much as Jason, I said, when you watch and or listen to your podcast, please support these businesses, support them, go out there. Now you kind of know them, and if you go into their establishment or place of business or wherever it is, they're really nice and really, really good. And one I told Donny, I says, I got to go to this, and you brought it up. Faded barbershop for men.
You were looking a little good there, Jason.
And I have to talk about Kevin Irvin too, because Boda's picture is, like you said, the underground, where it's like everybody either sees her or knows her, but I've
Yep.
never met her, and I guess she bartended at TG's.
Yep,
and
for a
Yeah,
little bit,
yep,
yep.
yep.
So I went in there, great, just great service, great personalities, and in that local end of it as well.
Faded barbershop for men. Jason, I knew you were looking handsomer than ever.
And
nice cut.
she plugged you guys as well,
Oh.
Donny as well. She talked a lot about that, and again, that's where you get that really local perspective on things.
And that's what we try to accomplish with the podcast, where maybe you haven't been to one of these places, but you listen to one of our shows, you kind of feel like you know that business owner or that politician, where you know their backstory. Oh, I'm going to support you. I know a lot about you, but you might not know me, but hey, I like you. I'm coming in. I'm going to support you.
Yes, absolutely. Someone we want to also promote that you also promote as well. Blue House Books, Samantha J. Quest.
yeah, she
I
does.
mean, if that's one thing we want to promote is a local bookstore,
Yep.
and I thank her as well, because not only she has the bookstore, but she goes outside in other areas, and then is promoting Kenosha as well.
Definitely.
Any stories we can talk about Blue House Books or anything?
We had her on the show very early
First
on.
season, I think
the
it was.
first season we
First
had her
season,
on,
yeah.
and she's a delight. Her story of just starting from a pop-up bookstore almost to
At the markets, right? You started at that.
Yeah,
didn't you?
just
Yeah,
started
that's
doing
right, with the
pop-ups.
trailer or something.
Yeah.
she got a space at the Crave Space and built her brand up into what we could proudly say one of the most successful businesses in Kenosha.
Yeah.
And I mean, she really has to thank the KTown Connects podcast for having her on the show.
She
Just to
just
be
started
honest,
out,
right,
yeah.
She
Jason?
does,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. And one of my favorites was sort of recent as well, and who doesn't love this guy? Bill Lawrence.
Love Bill Lawrence.
WLIP.
We were just talking about him. Yeah. He's a great guy. A former
That's right, exactly.
radio show. Yeah, got done dirty by WLIP, but he's told his story too. He kind of No holdbacks.
That's the thing.
That's the thing we want people to not be reserved. It's can be a problem sometimes with some shows where they don't want to talk about things or pull things out of them. Bill, he said whatever. He had no care.
Just all around nice guy.
Oh, great guy too. Yeah.
And how many years have we grew up listening to him on the airwaves?
Yeah.
And it was rewarding, I think, for both of us to get his story out there as well.
Yeah. It was an honor to have him on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like, there was a one time where they had a discussion as far as if you were going to have where they have in Milwaukee or Chicago bus statues or statues of communities. And these people, I truly believe, or in a mural or something like that, would be really neat because they're
you're
people.
Thinking. Would you be on it, Jason?
Sure, but I don't.
Celebrity, come on.
Maybe I should. We talk about statues. That Al Molinaro statue. The port they're behind it, correct?
It's coming in 2026.
It is.
It is. We are on board with that. We've helped with the fundraisers the last few summers. They do the Port Hot Wheels Grand Prix, where they do like a little Hot Wheels race. The next one's July 13th. That's Sunday. It's a fundraiser, so you enter your car, $10. That all goes towards the Al Molinaro statue. Wow. Even though it is in the process of coming, it's coming early 2026. There's still going to be maintenance fees, things like that to pay for throughout to keep it going. So we're going to continue doing the fundraisers for them, and we think it's pretty cool to have a bronze Al right out in downtown Kenosha next year. So
and that's going to be a sight to see.
And you're going to guarantee visit from other communities coming down.
They're going to walk right
they
in
do
the
for the
front and walk
funds,
right out, right?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, Jason, you got to come to this event in July. We're on commentary during it, and we're a hoot.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll get you a little interview on there too.
Definitely. Well, one thing, a person that I did not know, but I'm sure because Jason's in the art world as well, Dean Taywater.
Good team.
Oh, wow. What a story and what an impact he has in the community.
Yeah. A local sign paint. He does hand-painted signery and beautiful work all over Kenosha now. You've seen his work. You've seen his work if you don't know him. You've seen it. And he was a great time. Talked about his artistic background when he went to Colorado, and he's been all over, hopping around. He comes back to Kenosha and finds his way. It's a very cool story. Very cool story.
Yeah, absolutely. And talented. Like I said, there's so much we can talk about in a whole section on art in the community where there's just so many great artists in the
We have one of them right here.
And you got Jason
Hedman Art.
Yeah, let's plug that. So now you're an artist, and when did that all start?
I've been doing it most of my life. I have a degree from Parkside, but I kind of started becoming a commercial artist, selling my stuff in the last couple of years. About the same time we started the podcast, I started taking that more seriously, branching out. And I'll be doing Kenosha Art Market. I'll be doing all kinds of markets. Jason Hedman Art on social media. Follow me for that. And, I do like acrylic paintings. I'm doing more pop culture stuff, kind of some commentary, some not so commentary, but fun stuff. Makes you either smile or think, I think.
Oh, I've seen your Birch's your artwork, and it's also that this past, which was really neat, the Muni Lights Up or the Christmas situation.
Oh yeah.
Because you were out there, both of you, and the sign was out there to KTown Connects.
Yeah.
So, which is great for the community is really flourishing with that. I have no doubt that this was a great episode of yours because I hear it, but I'm like, these two is something else. Jenna Zion and Lily Carnes. I mean, come on.
Who did that social? That was an episode, huh, Jason?
A couple former Miss Kenosha's, right?
Yeah, we had them in the studio. We got to hear their story.
Launching their social media thing they were doing. Yeah,
that was a fun episode.
They were fun.
And they're because I just recently like promoting the Miss Kenosha Scholarship. They were there, and then I think her dad is also the Lamakia Travel.
Lily Carnes, his parents. Mom and dad.
Mom and dad, right,
Tom
exactly.
And they were also former guests on the KTown Connects podcast.
Yeah, no.
We've had them all, Jason.
Who's that social? Is that they started their own company or something?
Yeah, they'll push your brand kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
And again, great friends of the community as well. You can't forget them. Union Park Tavern, Angie and Ben.
We just went there for lunch today.
Hey.
Yeah, we were just there.
Yeah.
We can't say enough good things about Angie and Ben and what they do at Union Park Tavern and what Ben is doing now in Madison. I mean, you got to give it up to those two. You really do.
Yeah, they're great people. They run a great business. And
Great people.
All summer long, I've been going to the bands and performing in the back. What are they?
Oh, the beer garden.
Beer garden.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, beautiful. One of the best beer gardens in town by far.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you
Beautiful.
guys did a great episode for the Oktoberfest
Oh,
they got
yes.
going.
Yeah.
We
I
may
mean,
do
if-
another one this year. Who
Yeah,
knows?
what was it? The holding of
Yeah, the holding of the
signs.
sign.
Wow.
Good thing I worked this hand out a lot, so I was pretty good at it, if you know what I mean, Jason.
I don't know what do you mean, Donnie?
Well, I know we have a lot of people. That's a lot of history, which would be a great book. Of bars and taverns in the area. And Jason, didn't you bartend at one point?
I was a bartender for 15 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of history.
At the Port and patios and hat tricks.
Wow.
About 5 years at each average.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because one of the great episodes that you learn about that history is Mark Gerber at Gerb's Tap.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around too and been in that business too. What can you say
Forever.
about?
We've been told that some of the things he said were false, though.
Okay.
We had our
That's
own,
what we've
we had
been
our own
told.
fact
Ratings,
checker
just-
named Art.
Right.
But he was a great guest. He's always got something to say.
Mark's a fun guy.
And he's been in business for a long time, and you have to commend that, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And again, that's what, after you listen to the KTown Connects podcast, once again, please go out there and support these local businesses because they're great people and you'll learn a lot from them.
And tell them the KTown Connects podcast sent you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And another bartender that was in the news too as well that you had on the show, Interlude 2, Jimmy Pruitt.
Good old Jimmy,
Yeah, Jimmy.
That had been fun.
Oh my goodness, that was.
Now he's a media darling. He's everywhere at
Yeah.
the Bar Rescue. But we had him back when he
When
was
he was
just,
there.
He was just
the bar
Jimmy,
owner,
yeah.
just Jimmy. Now he's
Jason.
Yeah, there you go.
He was a hoot.
yeah, he was fun.
He was balls to the wall. Can I say that on KCM? Okay. He was out there, and he enjoyed every minute of it. And we learned a lot about Jimmy. So go back in those archives. You got to check it out. It is a fun episode.
And a lot of these people, you even ones you know from the community, they never told their story. You don't know their the history behind it. Why they came to Kenosha. What were they like as a kid? Kind of things like that. We dig deep, let you connect.
I didn't know. Again, hearing that story was just absolutely terrific. One thing that's neat out in the community that opened up that was closed for a long time, the Simmons Island Beach House.
Yes.
And that goes to our good friend Meryl Sturch, which you've had on as well.
Yes.
Were you guys ever in the Simmons Island Beach House? Because I wasn't prior to the closing, and that's why it's nice that at least they opened up. And this past summer, once again, she had a lot of events that brought in a lot of people.
She's going to have a lot more events this year,
It's
too.
beautiful down there now. It's perfect.
She's done great work down there. Her episode was fantastic. And she's a great sponsor of Season 7 of the KTown Connects podcast.
Because isn't she involved with where you pedal? Through,
Yes,
what's-
Lakeshore
The
Pedal
Lakeshore
Tours.
Pedal Tours.
Yes. So she runs that, the beach house. She always has a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak.
So the St. Patrick's Day event that's coming up the parade, are you guys in it? Or I
Oh,
saw some pictures.
Oh, Jason.
We are in the parade as a KTown Connects podcast. We have a bunch of people that are going to be walking.
We have our
with us.
posse.
Yep, we got some
Really?
banners, so it's going. Do not miss it, Jason. If you're not
I will-
filming it,
I
we want
will-
you to walk with us.
No, I will be out there. I will be recording. And when I heard that, I says, I got to confirm this.
Yep,
because
we-
if
we are
is,
in it.
Well,
either, yes, go ahead.
our most recent episode we just put out last week, we talked to Kevin Irvin, Jonathan Olson, and
Mick Kelly from
Mick
Captain
Kelly,
Mike's.
organizers of the event. So we kind of get all the details. So if you're watching this and you want to know about the St. Patrick's Day Parade, check out that episode right now, and you'll find all the details. They start dyeing the harbor green at 8:30. They're doing a Guinness beer run at 10 a.m. The parade starts at 11. There's bands and block parties going out throughout the day. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
And we can't wait.
And we're going to be in it. And Jason, I got some good surprises that are going to happen while we're walking in the parade. I don't want to spoil it. You got to see it for yourself, okay?
You
Something
gonna give out
tells,
stickers?
something tells me it's going to be the highlight. That's
Oh,
all.
it's going to be, Jason.
You know, I didn't have Kevin Irvin listed because everybody knows Kevin, but if you don't, Frank Steiner, go on out there.
Great
Look.
place.
Oh, yeah.
We're almost around. One of your biggest supporters, in my personal opinion, that I go to, and she does a great job in the community, Sharon Rossow from
go
Coffee
Sharon with the
Center.
Coffee Center.
We love her so
Yeah,
much.
she's the biggest supporter of your show, and she does a great job handing it over from her mom, which was a great in the community.
Judy Rosso, yeah.
Judy
yeah,
Rosso.
Yeah, she was
Rhodey
a pillar.
Which she was very passionate with Rhodey, and I believe you volunteer at the Rhodey. Is that
I haven't this year, but I have in the past.
have in the
I will
past.
be volunteering for the Bowls and Books, which is coming up Wednesday towards the end of the month.
Oh yeah, you got to get Sharon on for the bowls
I'll be
and books.
volunteering for that, helping out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, support the Rhodey Theater,
Support
any
Copy
community
Center.
theaters and Copy Center.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about and music. We're a little bit on there, but you do have musical guests, Violet Wilder.
Ah, yes.
They were great, yeah.
They were great, Jason. If you go back in the archives, check out, they sang our theme song, Kenosha, Our Hometown.
Yeah,
They did their own
They
version
did their
of
own
it for
version
us,
of it.
yeah.
Props Dropping Daisies does ours,
They
but
did their-
they did a version, and it was
great.
it was
yeah.
fantastic.
It was fun.
All
Speaking
right.
of music, we're honored to have Ronnie Vallejo on. He's a former Kenosha rock star from Screamer and Electric Hellfire Club. He also owned Grand Central Records, his brother. We had him on about a year ago, and then he passed away last year too. So we were lucky to talk to him.
We
We
have
were
a-
lucky to get his story. He had a great story.
A lot of F-bombs in that one, though. But be careful, though.
I don't know if we gave that one to
Yeah,
KCM or
yeah,
not.
yeah. We didn't send that one to you guys
I
because it
know
was
the
pretty
Christmas
bad.
episode. Yeah.
Oh, that Christmas it was a little dicey, yeah.
But again, it's all having fun.
But
That's the
R.I.P.
main-
Ronnie.
Yeah.
Some of our guests are dropping like flies, though.
Well, it's great that you capture the. And again, you may even say this is a historical type of comments,
yeah.
which, again, Jason, you did. I plug it every year. Is that the theater, the Orpheum Theater?
Oh, the Orpheum
documentary.
story, I did, yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
what a great documentary on that. Great
yeah.
research. Are you looking at doing another documentary in the future?
Well, that was pretty much just a slideshow too.
Okay.
I wrote the story.
But-
I've written several stories, not to that length. The Orpheum's the longest one I've done, but I've written at least a dozen right now, stories about different buildings in Kenosha, the history of them, what they were, when, how they developed, things like that. And I got quite a collection of them, and I'm hoping to eventually put out a book, maybe.
Ooh, you heard it here
There you
first.
go. There you go.
But it'd be self-published, and that's kind of
Yeah, well, you did a
Casey
great
has
job in
some money
research.
to give to him, right?
I'll look in the envelope. We'll see. We've got. We're just wrapping up here. We talked about the taverns. I'll kind of throw a few questions you do at your on your
Ooh.
show, that type of thing. But it's again to promote the community. Favorite summer event in Kenosha? Jason, you want to go first?
I'd be partial to say mine would have to be Celebrate America, the 4th of July celebration, because my birthday's the 2nd of July.
Ah.
So that's been like a whole week-long celebration of me, and they give me fireworks at the end of it, and it's kind of a fun
Hey,
time.
there you go.
Bands
Yeah.
play for me, and it's a good time. So it's all for my birthday. So
Excellent. Donnie?
Jason, since I'm going to be running for office, maybe breaking news here, I think every event that happens in Kenosha is the best event. They're all great. I love them all.
Excellent. Yeah, I personally, I'm glad that they brought back Taste of Wisconsin.
Yes.
You know, brings a lot of people out in the community.
I do love Culver's Night, fundraiser for Kenosha
Hey,
Community
there-
Media. That's one of my favorite
Monday,
events.
thank you very much. Monday, March 17th at Culver's from 5 to 8 p.m. See, this is all
See,
promotional.
get it plug,
tonight.
plug,
See?
right?
That's why I had you on. There we go. And of course, I can't leave you guys without this. Favorite hairstylist in Kenosha?
Oh my goodness.
well, I don't get to the hairstyles very often, but
Or a shave?
Well,
or
when I did, I'd go to Trish at Faded Barbershop for
there
Men.
you go.
And I go to Boda at
Yay.
Faded Barbershop for Men. They are the best. But there's so many other great
They're going to
ones
be moving
as well.
downtown, actually, I hear.
Oh, are we spoiling it right here?
Oh,
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
So keep up with the KTown Connects commercials to see when they finally move, right?
Yeah.
I'll throw this in. Favorite bar in Kenosha, or one that's
Whoa.
since you've been a bartender, Jason, or is there
Well-
one that comes to mind? I shouldn't say maybe favorite, but one those that haven't been to it
Mm-hmm.
maybe stop on by.
I moved a block away from my favorite bar, which is the Port.
The port. Okay.
So, because it's just kind of a chill place, they have good bands here and there. It's a little old house, and they got pinball games in the back. That's my headquarters, I would say.
Okay, Donnie.
Yeah, I would say my home base pretty much is the port as well. Been going there
I gotta
forever.
go to the port on
Oh,
Friday.
hey, we should all go together. We'll have a few drinks, have a good time.
There you go.
I also like Lucci's Grandview as well. Great sponsor of the KTown Connects podcast as well.
Union
but
Park Tavern, of
like,
course.
you can't forget
Park
about
Tavern,
Union
yeah.
Park Tavern and GM Ben are great. So I would say those are my top three.
Yeah.
Now, in your show, though, you kind of bring up bartenders. What's one sometimes when the Kenosha News does favorite bartender, is there one in the community that I go to
favorite bartender.
or not? Or is there?
I don't
They've
go out
kinda
that
changed.
often, so it's like we're older now, Jason.
Yeah, I know
I
exactly.
can't- I don't know the bartender schedules anymore like I used to in my 30s.
I mean, I always love seeing when Angie from Union Park is bartending every once in a while. It's great to see her back behind the bar, serving the drinks. Give me a free one once in a while, okay, Angie?
There you go. Yeah, no, I think that's all great. So once again, go out to the community and meet these people. But first, listen to and watch their podcasts. Anything you want to see about season 7 before we wrap up? Or
We have some great guests lined up. We're kicking off with the owner of Mars Cheese Castle.
Michael Ventura, he's gonna
Okay.
be our season premiere on March 14th.
And then we also have Jim Namio, a local singer, Frank Sinatra style singer. He's a great guy. He's going to be on, a longtime friend of mine, so it's about time we got him on the show. Who else we got coming up?
We're gonna have. I have the list right here, Jason.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go on in.
We're gonna have. You're gonna get this. Jeanette Hill, local artist, is going to be on the show. We're going to have the owners of Ron's Place on the show, Tony and Emma. They took over a couple of years ago as well. We're also starting to do this new thing. We kind of did one episode last year in season 6 called Kenosha Conversation, where we bring 2 different guests in and we just talk about Kenosha, their stories, their war stories, so to speak. Last year we had Steve Casey and John Fox on, so we talked a lot of Kenosha politics. This year, so far, we have Craig, the owner of The Port, is coming on with Hill, the owner of Hill's Hot Rod Hideout. So we're going to kind of talk bar stories and what it's like to own a bar. We also have Ben from Union Park and Art from Champions coming on. Now, they're
Tavern
both
League president, right?
Yeah, Tavern League president, bar owners, and both in politics. Ben's in Madison. Art is an older person, so there's a lot to dive deep in with that Kenosha conversation. We also have Frank Carmichael scheduled, so we'll finally get to hear his story. As you know, he doesn't talk too much about himself, but hopefully he doesn't
Happenings
fail.
magazine and Comedy Club and Celebrate
going big,
America and all that and the PB&J and
So these should all be riveting episodes for season 7.
we're gonna keep rolling. We're
Yep.
gonna keep rolling.
Season 7's going to be hotter than a Frank's Diner garbage plate. That's my quote.
absolutely.
Hey, do you have a light, Jason?
Anything? Okay, so and then you can on Channel 14, Kenosha Community Media. You can see on Sundays at 5 p.m., Wednesdays at 11 a.m., and then on anywhere else we can.
Our
podcast.
YouTube channel, KTown Connects on YouTube. Listen and subscribe on your podcast provider, Spotify, Apple, whatever other podcast providers are out there.
You can go to our website, KTownConnects.com, and that has a link to everything, including our Patreon account, which starts at $2 a month for subscribers. We have over close to 30 subscribers, I think, right now, and they get all our episodes early and ad-free. They get them unedited, so they get the full. We have our guests in for 2 hours at a time, Jason, you know, and we cut it down to about an hour. So there's a lot of content that the regular public isn't getting. Some of the good stuff.
Juice, the tea,
You
right?
know, the juicy, the dirty stories, things like that. We're like, okay, we're not going to put that out there, but we get them to talk about it. That's the bonus stuff you get on Patreon. Plus, like other bonus episodes we do like a trivia game here and there, we do some other stuff.
Yeah.
So we try to just do different things for our Patreon supporters, and that's all through KTownConnects.com.
Okay.
Check it out.
And we just launched our hotline, too. We have a
Yes,
hotline.
we have a new hotline. Go to the website. You can call our hotline and leave us a message. We'll play it during an episode of season 7.
Oh,
There's
very
a little
good.
phone there on our website. Click
Yep.
on the phone. Leave a little voice message for us.
We
and-
want good, but we'll also take bad.
say
Any
whatever
press
you want.
is good press, right, Jason?
Yeah,
So
like
if you're
that,
watching this, go to the KTownConnects.com and leave us a little voicemail.
kind of like that sound off they used to do
Yes,
back in the
exactly,
day.
yes,
Very
yes,
Interesting.
yes.
Great. Yeah, that's a great idea. Was there anything else, Donnie, you want? Or I think we got it.
I think you nailed everything, Jason.
All right. Well, once again, we want to thank Jason Hedman and Donny Stancato from KTown Connects.